Nice.
Pretty nice, pretty nice, pretty nice. They're definitely roughly chopped. You're definitely roughly chopped.
When are you fucking making free food for people in need? Instead of bitching on the internet. Stand up! Wake up! Juno, I'm sorry, I threw away all the egg. Wait, here's a vegetable, Juno. Juno, sit. Wow. Frankie, sit. Oh, well, there was an effort made, and that's all that matters. Sit. Sit. Oh.
Oh.
That's okay. They're a little dumb, but we still love them. Boil. Why is it doing this still? Guys, it's not effing. If I told you my real thoughts, you'd never watch me ever again. But just know I have real thoughts in my brain about you right now, chat. What? Gotta keep it honest. We'll be back in like 20 minutes. Like, you just have this.
Oh my God.
I tripped motherfucking balls. It was so cool. I've never seen so many, like, it was like, how do I describe this? I think it's like I've never done acid before, but it was like funky shapes. Is that acid? Does acid do that?
I've never done acid, but
it was crazy.
I don't know.
And it's very fast. It dissipates very, very fast.
is that laughing gas the same?
Yeah, it's laughing gas.
Dude, as a kid, I loved the dentist because I would get laughing gas like every time.
But see, the dentist gives you a low amount. I was given full access to as much nitrous oxide as I wanted for about 20 minutes. But you know what's fucked up is that they play music in the office. And so whenever I would like get really high on the nitrous oxide, it would just keep on repeating the words over and over again. And then it sounds like you're kind of on laughing gas unless I was just really high and I had no idea. What? Goose is so pissed.
So
you know what's so fucked up is that I was in, so it was right whenever I got the backpack. So I set everything up, set the server up. I was in Colorado. We did the road trip to Colorado.
Yeah.
I was literally about to go live to do like a snowboarding stream with my dad, and my power just got fried. Everything just fried at my house.
Damn.
I love my life.
Oh.
Dude, if I didn't do what I did for work, I would not be streaming.
Oh yeah. No, I hate tech.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like, Twitch streaming is so
streaming.
expensive, it's ridiculous. My server guys say everything is up and running on their end. I ought to bite somebody's head off.
It just can't be, right?
I don't know. I'm done trying to figure it out. I'm really done trying to figure it out. Let's just have fun with the rest of our recipes. Frankie, go get a job. Go get a job. Job. And she's like, well, and I've told her a million times, I don't want kids. I'm never, ever changing my mind. I will laugh my way to the bank in a nice fucking Ferrari because children right now cost $1 million to raise from age 0 to 18. You care about climate change? Don't have kids, pussies. I care about the planet. You don't. If you're reproducing, so I'm not having kids. And my mom goes, well, one day you're gonna give it to them. And I'm like, no. And then she goes, well, what about your nieces and nephews? My niece and nephew don't want, well, I don't have a niece and nephew because my sister doesn't want one either. My sister said if I wasn't her surrogate, she wasn't gonna have kids. Yeah, it was so fucked up. It's quite an ask. My sister
I don't think I had enough because nothing happened to me.
Oh, yeah, it was probably itty bitty. You know what's crazy is that usually whenever I am going over to my parents' house with edibles, I take them out of the original package and I'll put them into like a Mott's gummy bag, or in this case, I took an M&M bag and I put my edibles in there and I just rolled it up. And me and my dad like to partake together, so I left out the M&M bag after me and my dad had one, and I put it in the fridge. My stepmom grabbed said M&M bag and ate all the gummies out of it. And she goes, well, how was I supposed to know? What? M&M bag has gummies in it.
Is she still with us?
Yes, she is. You know what's funny is that I left, so I wasn't even there for the fiasco. Well, fuck yeah, I don't want to say which team.
Like sports?
Yeah, big sports team, like professional league.
What sport?
Basketball.
Okay.
So I looked up the roster. I looked up the roster, found him on Instagram, followed him, and then he messaged me and he was like, you were so fine, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no makeup, bro, no makeup. And that makes my cock like 10 inches to me. That is like my biggest flex in my life. No, I found out he was a bit too young for me.
Oh, boo. Do you have cornstarch?
Yes. But the fact that that happened, Because now whenever I don't wear makeup, people are like, what are you, fucking 45?
Can I have a spoon?
You asked for so much.
Spoon, please. Thank you. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch.
So I'm on a roll with like things that I used to do. I really wanted to fuck my TA for a while, just because I would try to do things just to say I did it, you know? I didn't fuck my TA.
I never did anything like that. I don't really have many crazy stories.
No. So the reason why I have crazy stories, because in college, I literally called this. I was like, I have to make crazy stories.
Because I'm gonna need them one day?
Yes. One time I stole a bongo from a crack house. That's a fun one. I should have kept that bongo.
I didn't do a single thing in high school, genuinely.
Oh, I didn't do anything in high school either. That's why I was like, college, I literally did like the yes man thing, where I wouldn't let myself sit in bed. I had to go do things.
In high school.
I remember I got bullied for being a virgin.
That's crazy. See, people talk about that. We did not have that at our school.
Well, like I said, my school had a chlamydia outbreak.
Yeah.
So they were fucking... I had this insane fear of STDs. Insane fear.
I don't think that's insane fear.
No. Like so insane that I would have panic attacks. Even though I was a virgin, I would convince myself that I had STDs, and I would go secretly get tested behind my parents' backs. I didn't want my parents to figure out that I had this imaginary STD that did not exist. And I would go get tested every few months as a virgin.
That's really sad, actually.
I don't know.
Sex ed has a ways to go. Since I didn't Maya date the drug dealer in high school. Yeah, but
on a what? Joint or a blunt? That's very important. It's a blunt?
It was white. I don't know.
Oh, joint.
Okay, great. So he brought a joint, and it was large, and he was like, I bought this for us, like for our first date, and I was like, I was like, I don't.
Hand them to me.
I can't. And he was like, well, I can't bring this home because my mom will find out.
What the fuck?
And I was like, oh, okay. And we were like sitting at a park, and he was like, I guess I'm just gonna smoke it then, because I can't bring it home. So I sat there next to him. He smoked the whole thing, but he felt really bad because I was just sitting there, and it was like awkward, and I was waiting. And then he got really high, and then he got the munchies really bad, and we went to a pizza place, but I had already eaten dinner. So then he got a whole pizza and ate the whole thing across from me. I just sat across from him, again, like basically in silence, just waiting.
That guy
So I waited for him to get high, and then I waited for him to eat a whole pizza.
It's crazy listening to my amazing, talented, successful, beautiful female friends tell me about how shitty dates they've had. And I'm like, how do you fuck that up?
Yeah.
That bad.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
One time I went on a date with a League of Legends player in college.
No. Oh,
and
no.
He brought 3 of his friends to the date.
No, he didn't.
Yep, he did. He didn't talk to me once. I made friends with his friends. And he would get up to go use the bathroom, and they'd be like, I'm so sorry he's like this. And he would like brag to me about his car and his job. He had 3 DUIs, he couldn't drive. His friends drove him there. So then they're like, do you want to go to a party on the other side of town? And I was like brand new to Austin back in like fucking 2015. And they took me to a party. They didn't tell me. They all took ecstasy. Multiple things of ecstasy. I then wait around for myself to sober up until 4 a.m. I'm dragging his friends. I just met this guy. Dragging them like this into the car. He grabs me, and I was still so enamored by him because he was like wooing me because he was a DJ, and he's like, I'm releasing a collab with Skrillex soon, and everybody at the party, this dude who's high on fucking ecstasy, and he just grabs my face and shoves his tongue down my throat, and I was like, ugh, get off of me. I'm like, just everybody get in the car. Just get in the car. I get all his high as fuck friends in the car. I get back home. I'm dropping them off. It's like fucking 5 a.m. They all like kind of awkwardly look at us. They get out of the car. He won't get out of the car. First date with this guy. And he goes, I see you have them pierced. Can I see? And I was like, get the fuck out. Just get the fuck out. Literally friends standing outside the car, high on fucking God knows what. Drag your friends to the car. You want to see my nipple piercings? You didn't even talk to me on the day. He didn't even pay for my meal. I paid for him. If I were a boy.
I used to drive my boyfriend and his friends to go get Coke because I was
like
always
the local stoner, and he was like, hey, do you want to pay you in weed? And I was like, you have weed in my car? Get out. Get out. Okay, do I need to chop broccoli next? I'm gonna put this in a bowl. I'm trying to think of another dumb mistake I made. Oh, I did date this guy for a while, for a really long time actually, where he would break up with me while I was at work. Imagine on the sales floor getting a text being like, we're broken up. Then he would go fuck this other girl, and then he would get back together with me. And he thought, like, literally get back together with me the same night. So we'd be broken up for about 5 hours. He'd go have sex. And then he'd consider it not cheating. So it's not cheating.
That's funny.
I'm just like, emotional fucking roller coaster. The guy that I dated in college, who was a drug dealer, one time he cheated on me. And as a revenge, I told him I was calling the police on him. And I didn't. And he flushed all his drugs down the toilet. So funny. That's crazy. Oh, that was a good one. That was an epic fucking prank, bro. How the hell are we gonna know with a 3/4 pound of broccoli?
I don't know, dude. It's
just
a lot
guess.
of broccoli.
Snitch, then don't fucking cheat. Literally, just so easy. You know what I learned? That was the same guy who put a keylogger on my phone to find out if it's always guys who are like, you're cheating on me, you're cheating on me, you're cheating on me.
It is
He was cheating the entire time.
Yeah.
I was so scared of men growing up.
I still am.
That whenever guys, yeah, same. But no. So guys would like ask me out in like junior high school, and I'd say yes. I had 4 relationships in high school that lasted exactly 24 hours. Because I would feel bad and I would like agree. I'd be like, yeah, I'll go out with you. And then I remember one time I agreed to this guy to go out with him, and he put his arm around me, and I was like, absolutely not, we're breaking up.
What?
24-hour relationship.
Why?
Why would he touch me?
That's valid.
Well, I would just say yes, because like I just didn't know how to say no. So I just ended up dating people for 24 hours.
What the frick? Oh my god.
I'm in love with you. And I didn't know what else to do besides laugh. I know, I laughed. No, I legitimately laughed. And so like I gave him a bit for the doubt, like I'm fucking awesome. I would say I love you too if I was having sex with me, honestly. So I was living in Corpus at the time. He lived in Dallas. So I drove that 8 hours. I get to his house, it's Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I lay in bed with him. Literally not even 3 seconds later, I'm not shitting you, Maya. I haven't unpacked my bag. I didn't even use the restroom. He goes, I just have to tell you, I can't stop thinking about my ex-girlfriend. I drove back home.
Oh my god, what is wrong with them? Why?
I drove
Why
back
would you
home.
do all that?
How dare you say you love me? And then he calls me like a week later, because I finally grew, this is the first time I ever grew balls. He calls me a week later, he goes like, why haven't you talked to me? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was like, you said you miss your ex-girlfriend, go.
Oh my God,
be free.
dude.
And he goes, I didn't know that meant we were gonna break up.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Teehee. We gotta do chicken.
Wow, Sear did this. Chicken?
I used to have a boyfriend that would yell at me in the car, and then he would drive 100 miles an hour until I'd stop crying.
Drug dealer guy did that. Or he would go like this, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He would make me cry on my birthday and then like drive erratically, and he's like, you're making me do this.
Yeah. And then he would go faster, and he'd be like, I'm not gonna stop until you stop crying. And then you'd have to just like sit there and like,
do we date the same guy? Drug dealer, drove really erratically.
he was a drug dealer.
Brandon?
No.
All the Corpus people are like, I know who you're talking
Y'all really know how to pick them? Yeah.
Look, we were young, dumb, and a lot of guys will seem really fucking chill in the talking stage, and the second you make it official, I think like something snaps in their brain.
Yeah.
Like one time I was in a study group during college, and then I started dating this guy, and I was like, okay, see you later. He's like, what are you gonna do? It's like, oh, I gotta go to my study group. And he goes, there's guys there. We're dating now. You can't do that. And I was like, oh. And you just kind of justify it because you're like, well, he was literally just so chill yesterday. Maybe he's right. Like that's his boundary. Like, and they use fucking therapy terms like boundaries or blah 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 blah. Like, bitch, men exist. I have to stand next to them sometimes. Okay. Damn, dude. One of the first times we were dating, I like put on a skirt and I was going out to the club with my friends. And he goes, are you really going to wear that? I remember I turned around and I go, dude, don't you ever fucking say that shit to me. Why didn't I just break up with him?
Yeah.
Why did I not? I cleaned a guy's piss cake toilet one time and he didn't even help me. He just sat there and played video games, just like cleaned his piss cake toilet. Why didn't I break up with him?
Yeah.
Why didn't I break up with him? So that's what I mean, is that you learn that whenever those things happen.
Rock climb.
What?
I had a guy that wouldn't let me rock climb. Because people could see me from below.
Swear to God. I swear to God.
Anyway.
I'm sorry, that's the craziest shit ever. So I was a senior in high school. He was a junior. That was like my first real relationship, was my senior year of high school. And I was fighting for him over this other girl, because this other girl, like his ex-girlfriend, would not stop trying to like get back together with him.
Okay.
But she was 20 years old. He was a junior in high school.
Yeah, that's not good.
And why am I fighting like an older woman? And now I look back and I go, she was a predator.
Yeah.
And like,
really sad.
So we broke up and he got back together with her and he took her to a school event. And his parents were there. What was going on?
I don't know. The worst I had was, which is, I mean, I dated a senior when I was a freshman.
Oh, well.
You know, he was 18 and 14, which now,
No, that's
as
crazy.
an 18-year-old, I was like, that's crazy. Yeah.
And the girls were gossiping.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really that cool back then, surprise. And so the girls were like talking about drama with the boys and I was like, oh my God, I wanna listen. And then they get really quiet and they go, guess what like Susie did to like Robert? And she looks at me, she goes, do you know what a blowjob is? And I sit there for a second and I think really hard and I think it's like on a dick.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, she blew him. And I was like, oh, oh God. I dated this really popular guy that I should have not been dating, essentially like the quarterback of the football team. I don't know his position. I threw up on him. I went down on him. And he wasn't even big, bro. He was small. He was so small. He did not deserve that. And it was dark and I literally start freaking out and this is so gross. I start trying to move it like off the seat and he goes, did you just fucking throw up on me? I was like, no. And he turns on the light and I was like, ah! And I go, don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. The anxiety I had for weeks after that. For weeks. And it's all because of that fucking fettuccine Alfredo from Olive Garden. Don't do it, guys.
So sad. That's so sad. He was in I think it was the ag frat. I'm not sure. He got expelled because he did blackface, or maybe he just got kicked out of the frat. I don't know. But he did blackface, and he was like full blackface. He was like wearing chains and like a baggy t-shirt and baggy pants and whatever. And then he made this public apology, and he explained that like the frat was doing game day and they all had team colors. And his apology, he was like, I just wake up every day wishing I was on the blue team. Cause he said he was on the black team.
Wait, I think,
and he was
is
like,
that a viral video?
Probably.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I've just heard you tell this story before.
I've told it a bunch of times. But yeah, he
wake
said
up
he was just
every
doing
day
it 'cause
wishing I was on the blue team.
Yeah.
Those bad boys cook down. Get a little browned. I'm out of town. I'm fucking with my rounds. This Gucci pink. This booty hole brown.
What?
It's a song.
Oh. I thought you just made that up.
And then you say, I'm looking for the hose. Who's gonna suck a bitch's toes? Genius. Have you ever read his TikTok comments?
No.
Oh, they fucking hate the living shit out of him on TikTok.
Oh.
Like literally every time he posts a clip of him and Milena, of him being like, woman cooks, they're like, he is the most insufferable piece of shit. She needs to leave him. Somebody please, I don't want to see his TikToks anymore on his feed. They're like, this has to be a prank. There's no way. Blah, blah, like they hate the shit out of him. Sometimes whenever I'm bored, I just be reading his TikTok comments. Because it is like a completely different audience that just has no idea what's going on.
That's interesting. It's kind of based.
Another one was just drunk people who got into our pool. But I was like in 7th grade and I was home alone and there were naked people in our pool. Yeah. So my dad, growing up, he worked for a pool company. And so I guess these people were like friends of a friend of my dad, knew he worked for a pool company, so they guessed right, assumed that he would have a pool, and just showed up because I don't know what they thought. I can't remember exactly. But essentially, yeah, just a bunch of naked people in my pool, but I was scared. And then these guys one time were stealing kayaks off the dock, because that's what people do. They like come up in the water and they steal kayaks. And I was at home playing my computer games. It literally, I think 2 out of 3 times I was on it in my sister's room because it was empty. So in the corner of my sister's room was Dos Equis Man. So I get home, I'm laying on the couch, I'm watching Vines at the time, and all of a sudden I hear a guttural scream upstairs. Guttural scream. I get up, I run out of the house, I go around the fence, and I call the police. The police come really fast, and I guess so, the way I know I'm rambling a lot. The way the garage door was facing one side of the street, and the front door was facing the other side of the street. And they ran out the front door, got in their car, and zoomed off. It turns out they got scared of the Dos Equis Man, because whenever the police searched like the house, they drew their guns on the Dos Equis Man as well, because he was really scary in the corner. And I think that's what they screamed about. I don't know. I don't even think they took anything, because like that house was like really empty because we were moving. Anyways, so one time I was sitting at my computer and I can hear when packages get dropped off right whenever I moved in here. And I bought paper towels on Amazon and they drop it off and this dude walks up and steals my package. And I run outside and I go, what the fuck? And he takes the paper towels and just drops them and they get in the car and zoom off. And I'm like, dude, it was literally paper towels. Yeah. Literally paper towels. And like, if you're stealing a package, you might as well just full send it. Just take the package. I wasn't gonna rush you. You're not the Capitol and this is not January 6th. I was just gonna yell at you. Drive-by jerk-off is a first. You'd be surprised. Dude, you know, like, I'm sorry, but most girls who like do my job, if you know what I mean, they're like out here like looking really fucking cute, doing adorable things, and I'm telling y'all about my back sweat and shit. Like, how is this advertisement for my other websites? It's not. It's just not. I think this is an active de-advertisement. Like, you guys are the freaks if you look at this and you're like, ooh, what's she like naked? Freak. Like, bro, I'm... Personally, I'd spend my money. That's why you're real. Dude, somebody was reading a thread. What type of thread, we'll never know. And this guy goes, who the fuck would jack off to her? She looks like your average bitch in Walmart. And this guy goes, yeah, but she does things that women in Walmart won't do. And I was like, thank you.